Hey guys, welcome to episode 2 of Living Your Ideal Weight podcast. I have my co-founder and sister Elise with me today. Say hi, Elise.
Hey guys, how you going?
Today we're going to cover a topic that has come up a fair few times in the gym, and we thought it'd be fantastic to share these ideas with you guys so that you can take on these suggestions and maybe help you navigate your own ideal weight journey. So they are 3 obstacles that you'll need to navigate in order to live your ideal weight. And number 1 is time. So Elise, can you give us a tip around time and helping yourself to make sure that you're doing the things you need to do?
Yeah, this is one of my favorite topics to talk about. Obviously, a lot of people do come into the gym or, inquire about the gym and say, I'd love to start, but I just never have time. So I guess it's one of those things that we all have 24 hours. Nobody has more, no one has less. It's just how we utilize and manage our time to best help prioritize. And that's what literally it comes down to. It's, putting in order what's most important, what means the most to you is usually what gets what is done first. So, we help people by planning out their week. A lot of people get caught up in, I've got so much on, I'm so busy. So one of the methods we use is planning out your week. Because if you plan, you're more likely to follow through with that and turn that plan into action. So that's definitely a tip that I provide around time. I'm sure you feel the same way, Josh.
Yeah, definitely. So like you said, priorities. So usually I try and do the most important things first thing in the morning, like exercise. If I tend to not do it by 10 o'clock in the morning, there's very little chance that it gets done. Same with prioritizing meal prep. It's something that is really important. I make sure I do it every weekend. And like you said, the planning, like you're not going to know what to do if you don't have a plan. So you need some direction, you need a plan, you need to attack it nice and hard. That's one, guys. Number 2 is something we talked about recently, and that is pain and migraines. So, Elise, what do you recommend people do when they're having pain issues, when they're getting migraines a lot? What could they kind of look at in their life?
Yeah, for sure. I guess this is usually, if you have these symptoms, it's usually reflecting on what is your current health and fitness and why are you getting these? Your body usually screams because there's usually an issue. And it wants you to pay attention. Just like a kid, it keeps screaming until it gets the attention it needs, until it quiets down. You're like, okay, we're all good now. They got what they need. Well, your body is obviously not too far from that as well. So I guess it's finding expert help that's going to help you navigate through this. A lot of people have, I guess it's the little thing called ego, that they think they have to just keep going through life with pain and headaches and migraines. And I guess what we see a lot of the time is people feel crappy, they feel gross, they have no energy, and they get used to that feeling, right? So they just believe and accept that that's the way they're meant to feel until they start working with someone, working through the pain, working through, addressing their body to maybe reduce migraines, headaches, or just feeling gross and icky. Then they know the other side and they're like, oh, wow, I wasn't actually meant to feel like that. So I guess it's hard to see past that, but when you do have that help and you start making those steps towards a healthier and better you start realizing, hold on, this is not the way I'm meant to live my life. I'm not meant to feel this way. Speaking from experience, I had chronic back pain from working an office job where I barely stood up. And, it was so hard to see the other side of it. But, thinking I was in the health and fitness industry, slowly going into it at that point, that I was doing the right things and I knew what I was doing because that was my profession. But I needed to seek more help. And once I got that support and help, then I was on the right track to recovery, pain-free now, and just feel so much better for it. So, I guess is always reach out for support. Never feel like you have to be alone, and no pain, no gain is such an old saying. Wipe it out of the vocabulary. Pain is not a great thing to measure upon. We usually like to say discomfort because, let's be honest, burpees aren't always the most fun thing to do. But just, again, listening to your body, it's screaming for a reason, and how can we bring attention to that and add solutions, really.
Yeah, awesome. So pretty much reiterating what we went through in our pain and movement workshop the other night. Just a couple of other things to touch on is we also use like a scorecard. So to self-evaluate ourselves and really, are we living our healthiest life and happiest life? So one of the things, or I'll read out all of them. So one is to de-stress. We use an app like Headspace. Stress sits in your fascia, sits in your skin. It creates tightness and issues. So that's something that needs to be focused on. You need to breathe and relax. Mindful eating, taking your time to enjoy your food, so you're getting the right amount of nutrients from it. People too often scoff down their food and wonder why nothing's working for them. You're not actually letting the food break down. The next one is sleep. So 7 to 8 hours. Anything less than 7 hours, they believe now, is actually causing stress within your body, and you're not getting the right rest and recovery. So you could find issues from that, leading back to the stress we talked about. 2 liters of water. Your muscles might be sore. They might be tired. They might be dehydrated in a sense. We are around 60% water. So making sure that you have enough water in your day really allows you to, give the body what it needs through minerals, vitamins, nutrients. 20 minutes of exercise. If you've ever been tight before, you know that pain comes with that. So freeing up your body, moving your body, allowing the cardiovascular system, all the other systems in your body to act like a pump and clear out is going to help prevent disease and reduce pain and injury over time. Eating the right amount of fruit and vegetables. So up to 4 to 6 servings of fruit. Veggies dependent on the person. 4 to 6 servings of veggies, and fruit is dependent on the person and their needs. That's going to give you all the micronutrients you're going to need to feel better. And yeah, that's basically it for pain, guys. If you need more on pain, we have a workshop that we've done. I've got availability to it. So just reach out to us and we can introduce you to some more topics. So we'll go to number 3.
Just a point on that one as well. Food is medicine, which a lot of people look over. If you're having a highly processed diet, lots of sugar, that's, inflammatory. And, if you've got pain and then you're constantly abusing your body, then you're having a diet filled with processed and sugars. And then next minute you're trying to band-aid that with your Voltarens and your painkillers. You're kind of just hitting a brick wall as well. So, I cannot stress enough about the food component, which, if you need more support about, reach out. But a lot of people kind of think past that.
Yeah, perfect. We'll go to number 3. So protein targets. Now, everyone that starts at our gym, we give them a meal plan now. And we're like, look, based on your goals, based on your daily activity and your needs, we are going to suggest what you need to eat. And we build it out with them. But people often struggle with this. Do you have any tips, Elise, around the protein targets?
Yeah, so I guess a lot of people search for the most easiest convenient thing, which I understand. We live in a busy world. We're always on the go, especially, lockdown made us stop. And then as soon as it lifted, we just went straight back to what we knew, what was convenient and fast. So definitely agree with that. Owning a business, having a husband, family, friends, life is busy. We're on the go, right? But if we can plan, again, back to the theme of planning, but if we can plan, it's more likely to go ahead. So if you can plan out, what does your week look like? What does your targets look like? What your shopping list is going to look like? You're more likely going to have that there and ready so that you can eat your protein and reach your targets. Protein shakes are a fantastic way. Just be mindful of, what's out there. Sometimes things are filled with hidden nasties. Again, if you don't know too much about it, then reach out for that support from an expert or someone who knows a little bit about it. Basically, I personally try to get wholesome food with my protein targets. A lot of people try to head towards protein bars and whatnot. Again, they're filled with a little bit more of hidden nasties. But if that is convenient and you found a protein bar or shake that has worked for you, then that's perfect. If it's going to be convenient and it helps you reach your targets, that is absolutely okay. We don't not agree with supplementing, but as much wholesome food as that you can get is perfect. And the only way you're going to get that if you plan your shopping and you bring it home to your fridge and you prepare it and actually eat it. So they're kind of what I do in order to help hit my protein targets.
There's not much more to that, guys. It's planning your week, knowing how many meals you're going to eat, knowing what you're going to eat in those meals, having a list of snacks that you know are high in protein. So things like YoPro yogurt has about 15 grams. So we almost call that a serve of protein. Protein shakes, like Elise said, she avoids them, but she does still have them. I have them. I use 2 a day just to make it a bit easier so I'm not constantly cooking and cleaning up things. And what can also help is knowing how to read the labels. So for women, we say a serving of protein is around 20 grams. And if you can aim for a lower amount of carbs and fats, well, that's dependent on your goal. If you're weight loss goals, yes, you want them to be a bit lower. And you really want to prioritize that protein. So things like beef jerky also, we have a food list. and it kind of sits on the sometimes/avoid list because of the way it's cooked and it's procured. But if you do need something, it's a better option than opting for those things that are probably high in sugar and worse off for your body. Like Elise said before, it leads to pain and things like that. So that's it today, guys. That's 3 obstacles that you definitely face on your health and fitness journey, especially when you're trying to live out your ideal weight. And it just becomes being more consistent and aware of these things so you can shift the way you look at it. Do you have anything else to mention, Elise, today?
Yeah, basically what you said, like when you become aware of what you're doing, what your habits are, and what's going on, at that point, then you have a choice, and you have a choice to make the decision to either do something about it or not. And sometimes, it is hard to kind of take that next step, that next action. So reach out for professional support, guidance, someone that is in the game and then knowing and doing it, opposed to somebody who's tried some crazy things in the past. If they're not doing it, then maybe steer away from their advice. But yeah, always, consistency is key. It's always the biggest thing for us, and making sure you plan, because planning will help you stay consistent.
Perfect, guys. We'll finish with that. We'll finish with our tagline as well. Just remember, you become what you think. So think fit and have a fantastic day.
See you guys. Thanks for watching.